Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to do a self-reflection and changing your mindset to being more positive and just taking care of yourself more. And I feel like I have struggled in the past where I only had one-way relationships or one-way friendships, and I started to reflect. I asked myself these two questions: who are you and how do you live? And when I answered those questions, I knew I was such a good girl. And I did such a great job at taking care of others and being there for others and listening to their problems, that I never really did that for myself. And I became very negative, very toxic, and I honestly didn't like who I was. I didn't like myself. I didn't like the way I was living either. The food I consumed, my room always being a mess. Um, I just didn't like it. I also noticed that I made a lot of commitments because it was out of guilt, or or also because it was more so an obligation now to a point. And I just didn't like who I was and how I was living, and I knew I had to make a change. And I needed to start doing extreme self care for myself. And I'm gonna quote this book by Cheryl Richardson. I love this book. You guys need to read it. It's such a great book in changing the mindset and changing just um to take care more of yourself rather than other people. And in that book, I noticed that I need to surround myself with people who are smart, who are self aware, and interested in two-way relationships rather than just one way. I also had to make pleasure a big priority. And this is, people feel like doing an occasional massage every couple of months or an occasional bath or even a yearly vacation is self care. And that was what I was doing. Once in a while, I would take an occasional bath. Once in a while, I would get a massage, because who can afford a massage every week? No, well, no one. Well, at least I know I can't afford a massage every week. So, I needed to make self care a daily habit thing. And it doesn't have to be drastic things like going on vacation to another country or nothing like that. It could be small things that just make you happy. And this is what I do in this video. I'm preparing a delicious snack for myself. I picked out the cute outfit that I like. I love dressing up. I love eating fruit. I love listening to my favorite music. I love picking up some flowers just to have in my home. And going out for my favorite cup of coffee or even cup of tea if you don't like coffee. It doesn't have to be anything big. It's just the small things that bring you happiness into your everyday to day life. And honestly, I'm gonna tell you now, I did have a bit of resistance when I started doing self care. Why? Because I felt that people would start judging me. People will call me selfish. People will call me self centered. And I just didn't want that. Um, I just was tired. It's not easy. I'm gonna tell you that, because it's almost like we have a default button and we just automatically revert to our old ways. And I think it's because the reason why we revert to our old ways is because we want people to like us, and we at all costs try to avoid the disapproval we feel when someone doesn't agree with something we say or we believe in or something like that. Um, and what I've realized is that I'm gonna quote this from The Art of Extreme Self Care by Cheryl Richardson. She wrote in her book, it says, I've realized if you want to live an authentic, meaningful life, you need to master the art of disappointing and upsetting others, hurting feelings, and living with the reality that some people just won't like you. And this is very true. I completely agree with what Cheryl says in her book. I'm telling you, you guys need to read that book. It's amazing. You'll love it. Um, and I also came to the conclusion that a great life starts with an open mind. And I was just super tired of having one way relationships with people, one way friendships with people that I will, they called, I dropped absolutely everything and anything that I was doing. If I didn't feel good, I still said yes. I was in a automatically yes machine. I never said no. I had such a difficult time saying no. I couldn't say no. It was terrible. If I was in pain from my arthritis, I would still say yes. And I don't know why. I just felt that if I didn't say yes, or I didn't go do that, or I didn't go help them with this, that I would lose those friendships. But honestly, I was losing my life by going and doing what others needed me to do. I was losing my life. I hated who I was. I was never rested. I was always exhausted. My body was exhausted. I was tired mentally and physically. And I just had to practice saying no. And what I did was I would practice in my head how the conversation would go, or practice in front of a mirror. I would practice how it went. Like I was saying, I would practice in front of the mirror the conversation when my friends asked me for something. And I would practice saying no. I just say, no, I can't because I already have plans. No, I can't because my body's hurting. Or just simply because I don't want to. I am sorry. I'm exhausted and this day is for me. You really have to make self care a daily habit, even if it's listening to your favorite music, going to the library, whatever makes you happy. Go out and do it. And go out and enjoy your life because others are not gonna let you do it. Others don't care about you. You have to care about yourself. And it just really sucked that I came to a point in my life where I completely hit rock bottom and I hated myself. I I just needed a wake up call. That was literally my wake up call when I hit rock bottom and I knew I had to do something about it. I didn't like the person who I was becoming. I didn't like the person I was. I didn't like the old person I was, and I had to change that. And those are changes you have to do internally. And I know it's hard, and you're always gonna go back to your old ways. I'm not gonna lie and sugarcoat anything because you are, but that's okay. But when you are going back to your old ways, notice it, be self-aware and notice it so you can change that, and you can say, okay, I'm going back to my old ways, but I see it now, and I'm going back, and I'm gonna go take care of myself because I know what I need to do to be to feel better, to be better. What I do want to mention is that self care does take patience and commitment and practice, and it initially does require willingness to sit with like uncomfortable feelings, like guilt or just putting your own needs first, like fear or being judged, criticized by others, or the anxiety from challenging long held beliefs. But it's an organic evolutionary process. And over time, you'll make progress and become more comfortable with the process. Eventually, yes, you will regress, but that is very normal. You just have to be self aware and know that you can live this way of life easily. It just takes practice and patience.
Run away with me, we're on the way to New York City. Take my hand and see, Manhattan never looked so pretty. Travel light and see the world right, you'll never know if you never go. So run away with me and say hello to New York City.